Hello and welcome to the Levida.ai Dashboard tutorial. My name is Joe and I will be your guide on how to most effectively use our Levida tool. Today I'm going to be showing you how to use the dashboard. Our dashboard comes equipped with a couple different filters that I'll explain. The keyword filter enables you to filter by our search term column. Filtering by name enables you to filter by the name of establishments. States filters by either countries, if you searched outside of the United States, or states within the United States. Filtering by city enables you to filter by the city. Heat is a user-defined function where a user is able to define how hot a lead is from 1 to 5. And that heat is able to be stored. You can easily, quickly filter out any not hot leads to find all of your hot leads. So if you are interested in filtering by heat, that is a tool that could be useful for keeping your leads hot. All of these stuff is stored in real time, which is very useful for on-the-go analyses. If you are interested in saving any of your views, we do have the ability to do that. So if you filter by restaurants, you are interested in the state of Florida, and you haven't had a chance to filter out any heat, but you want to come back to this view another day, you can quickly save this view with a name. We're going to call this home cooked meals, home meals, and we're going to save it. Now that view, if we reload the page, we can easily quickly find that view in our save views page. Right here contains all of our saved views. So if we're interested in fashion, for example, in the state of Florida, we can quickly also save that view, come back, call that fashion Florida, save it, bam. Now, depending on your user tier, you might be limited to the amount of views that you can actually save. So once you've used up all of your views, or if you just are tired of one, you can go ahead and quickly delete it right there. So by clicking the trash can and the continued accept, you delete your saved view. Now to get into actually using the dashboard, depending on your view right here, you can actually export this data as a CSV. So you'll be able to get all of the names, the addresses, the zip codes, the cities, the states, the phone numbers. And if you've gathered any email addresses, you'll be able to include those here. So for example, if you find that the company Fike Mode SI, their email is joey@dksmithandco.com, you could quickly email them right here and it will send it to them. So that's a nice useful tool once you have saved their email address. So there you go. And so if you're interested in modifying, you could even head on over to any of the saved websites that our tool was able to find. So for example, if you're interested in Pull and Bear, in Oviedo, you can see the contact information for that store was found, where it's located, etc. Now, what is useful is we have pre-configured options for a contacted filter. So if you've contacted them and you have either left them a voicemail, they didn't answer, or depending on your mode of contact, you can actually include that information here. So depending on how your workflow is, some of your preferences, you can include contacted, and in real time, your date last reached out to will be updated. So let's say you want to follow up soon with someone, you can include that there. And so let's say, for example, we get into contact with, let's say we schedule a call. Our date updates here, but we actually also include a notes. So let's say that we get in contact and we talk to a person named, I don't know, Joe Baker. Depending on how we contacted them, if we want, we can automatically type right into here, or we have some pre-chosen options. So you either phone called them, you emailed them, you did an in-person visit. Now, depending on your notes, you have pre-chosen options right here. So you could have scheduled a demo, you could have sent an email, you could have followed up, you could have even called and left a voicemail. Let's say you also send documents. So all of that gets stored in the notes, but you can also choose to put your own info here. So here you have your business needs. So depending on an individual, so you can essentially include your own notes here. So whether it's what the business needs or what you found they lacked that you could provide. And then if the person you actually talked to was a decision maker, if not, if you're talking to someone that can put you in contact with a decision maker. So we have all sorts of pre-chosen keywords right here. We have certain ones that if you mark them as urgent and you save a note, depending on what the marking is. So for example, we talked to Joe Baker, it's going to show up as green because that is our most recent note. But let's say later on we talked to Timmy Tone. This time we did a phone call and we even sent documents. We found that they were pretty much the go-to person and they are a decision maker. So now we can mark that as yes. We have this optional follow-up date that I'll explain, but depending on your notes, you could actually include certain tags that can show up in your filters. So if we want to follow up later, we save this note. And so because that is no longer our most recent note, this is our most recent note. Now this one's green, that one is blacked out almost. This is a way to keep track of your contacts, how you've contacted them, when you've contacted them. And let's say we decided that their boss was testing, his name was Testing the Waters. That's the name. And this time we actually got on the phone with them. We say they're ready to buy. Now we go ahead, mark it as urgent, hot. We need to go ahead and follow up with them. So we want to get in contact with them, let's say on the 30th. So we want to call them and follow up with them on this date. So we save our note. And now, as I had mentioned, all of our notes as time goes on, they just get pushed further and further to the bottom. We can actually filter out the notes. We can filter by tags. So these are all things that enable the user, you, to keep track of where everything is going for this specific lead. So in this case, this is Outlet Biker. So that is good. So we can go back to our dashboard. Then if you notice, now we have a follow-up. On that date, on the 30th, Outlet Biker. We can easily go and click and check out all of our notes for that lead. Everything's right there. Everything's good to go. That follow-up will remain there until after that date. Once the date has passed, it will be stored and you will be able to create more follow-ups. You can load and log all of your follow-ups. Everything you need for all of your leads is right here at your fingertips. And so this is how you can use the dashboard and the leads table. Now, if you're a visual inspector, myself, I am, so you can actually see for some of our entries that we have listed right now, you can see where they are located right here on our map. You can see them by various chart types, countries, cities. You can see if we need to follow up soon. This is very nice because we're able to actually filter based on various usages. So you can see usage over time. So if you want to track and make sure and give yourself goals of, I want to track and get this amount of leads, I want to see them by various search terms. And so our easy, friendly to use dashboard is right at your fingertips. You can easily find what you need right here. And if you like what you see, you can export it like I mentioned, or you can go right back in and generate more leads. This is it for the dashboard tutorial. My name is Joe. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments below, or go ahead and pass me an email. I'm responsive. Email will be in the top pinned comment. So thank you and have a wonderful rest of your day.